Welcome back to Saturday AM. Today we're serving up the non-traditional cake flavours that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have chosen for their big day.
They are having a lemon and elderflower cake with buttercream. So guess what Shane Smith is making today?
Pressure
Say a chocolate fudge cake.
Oh,
no, we're sticking with the flavours today. So
you made the first one earlier on.
Yes, so the first one in. So we have our 3 tiers here. So best to do this the day before. You know, if you're going to take the sponge out, they're going to be extremely fresh, especially when you soak them. What I like to do is, before I decorate them, is make them the day before, pop them back into the fridge then overnight, just so they firm up. And that way then, when you're cutting the sponge, when you're doing all that, it just leaves it a lot easier, because otherwise there's nothing worse. I'm not sure if you've done a sponge before and trying to decorate it and it starts to break, and it's
and
just
do you put tin foil around that, or you can just pop it on a plate?
So what we've done the last time, they just soak the sponge in the tin and let it sit for about maybe 10 minutes. Carefully take it out and put it on a wire rack and let it cool then for about...
But for the fridge?
Fridge then, just on a plate into the fridge. I don't. Now, if you have onions and kind of strong smells in there, wrap it up. If not, you can leave it out.
Horrible to get smell of onion or a taste of onion from a cake.
Now, I'll just slide that over there if you don't mind, Simon. Thank you kindly.
So you've got 3
of our sponges here.
The mummy, daddy and baby one.
Exactly.
Look at that. How cute is that, Si?
You're slicing now, is it, Shane?
Yes, we're gonna slice these up here. Okay. So we'll take this guy here. I'm sure we'll move this out of the way. So again, as I said, when it's been in the fridge, it firms up slightly, so it's easier to cut then. So what you want to do with your cake is to give it height. I think that's what people want when they see any sort of a celebration cake, something that looks big and regal as well. So what we're doing here is we're going to actually cut this into 3. Okay, so just keep spinning it.
So you're not measuring, because obviously you're a professional, but for the rest of us, should we be measuring down?
I think if you're going to have a nude cake and you want the sponges exposed, I'm showing off now.
Then it have to be exactly.
It should be nice and neat, and you're going to have a big agricultural slice and a thin one, and it doesn't look the part. When you're covering the entire cake, you don't have to be as particular with it.
Okay, well that's good to know.
So you can see here, and I'm just cutting that one.
Lovely.
And
made that look very easy.
Very. That would take about an hour in my house today.
You can see how much easier that's cutting because it's cold.
Because it's exactly. Well, I took it out of the fridge this morning.
Oh yeah.
And it's quite.
Even though you can see it's moist from
the soaking, exactly.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Gosh, imagine the flavours of that.
That'll be beautiful. We'll find out shortly.
Yum.
There's dibs on each tier here now.
There is, yeah.
So now, as you can see, you've got your sponge then split into 3. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pop that up on our little table here. We'll leave the big one till last. So we're going to pop this up here. Now, if you don't have one of these little fancy tables, don't worry about it. This is just something
handy.
Exactly. So it spins as you're decorating, so you don't have to worry.
You know, a record player or something would work just as well, wouldn't it?
Well, the spice rack, Dad done the little spice racks. You have the turn.
Oh, yeah,
Dad actually took the base of that and he put another bit of wood on top of it.
Clever man.
Clever man. Someone brought in a record
Dragon's Den.
I'm not throwing that out. Charlotte had the record player with decorating before,
Now, so
on we go.
We're going to layer this up. Now, what you can do, again, if your liquid didn't soak through fully, what you can do at this stage is heat up your liquid again and then just with a brush, dab at it on top as well. So that'll...
Someone told me years ago, if you're making a lemon drizzle or anything like that, an orange cake, take it out of the oven once it's done and then squeeze an extra lemon over it. And actually, it's worked well for me.
It's really nice as well. Like, if you do the syrup, it's the same again. I wouldn't soak it hot and then soak it. I'd leave it for 5 minutes and then soak it, but it does. It works out lovely. Now, what you can do at this point here is you can layer this up with berries. You can put this one. We're just going to keep it quite simple, quite classic, and then we'll garnish it up in the last lot. So again, next one goes on top here.
And are you not putting berries in there because the elderflower can be quite strong?
It depends on the fruits you're getting. Sometimes the raspberries can be very tart, you know, they can take away from it as well. There's absolutely nothing stopping you from layering that up. You can do.
Imagine the pressure that those bakers want
to
deliver that cake.
She got a lot of new Instagram followers, I believe, on her account after it was announced.
Thousands.
Well, I've no doubt the cake is going to be magnificent, but imagine if you were tasked with carrying it in. I couldn't do that job. I'd have to say, I'm sorry, I'm not up for it.
Just cutting the layers even.
Oh. I think the transporting of a cake, I know I do quite a few, more for friends and family. I'm not making any more. Orders are full for 2019. But it's the transport. It's putting it into the boot or putting it into the car, and you forget and you hit a speed bump and then you're like, just ruined someone's day.
So do you think that they are making 2? Just to be on the safe side.
I believe that they're going...
You better believe it.
I'd say that they're going to send... It's quite traditional to send cake out to people, wedding guests. So I'd say that it's going to be quite a big cake that they're going to cut up. And but by looking at the lady's Instagram account, her fresh flowers, it's quite rustic. So I'm intrigued to see what kind of a finish will it be.
So maybe that's indicative of the theme.
It could be, exactly.
And her dress.
Do you think that would run through? Like, would it be a rustic kind of theme?
Oh, if you're going to have a theme, yeah.
Like a barn dance kind of.
The cake would be definitely part of that theme, wouldn't it?
Now, so as you're spinning it here,
You're flattening it
We're
out
bringing
the
it
top.
down on the side then as well. So you can do what we call is a first kind of crumb coat where you cover it and you can pop it back into the fridge. This buttercream will firm up and then you can come back over again for a second layer. Just going to take a little bit more buttercream here.
So you'll have done this to all 3 layers, then, all 3
Yes.
cakes rather.
Absolutely, and then that's where we pop one.
And how do you make it smooth, or is that the joy of buttercream? It doesn't have to be.
Well, you can go with 2 types. You can go with like a rustic finish, or you can go obviously with a nice clean finish. That's then where you have your scraper, and as you turn it, you pull it
Yeah,
along
yeah,
with your
yeah.
palette knife, and you get a really
Sharp edge.
It's
Smooth.
Yeah, it's a tough one to do. Even myself, it takes time, to get it
does,
that
yeah.
lovely finish on it.
So if you mess up, you can say, "I was rustic." It's
Oh,
supposed to
exactly.
be.
Yeah. That's the only way. So you can see here now, you're just going to cover it all the way around. As I said, this little table does make it.
And when we come
So
back to you
easy.
later on, what will you be doing? The final touches.
The final, that's where the bling kicks in. There's edible glitter, there's edible flowers.
Edible glitter.
Yeah, it's going to. Again, it's the same with any cake, really. It's the finishing, I think, that does it off. So we have a nice little trick I'll show you the next time when we're literally have the 3 of them iced. We're going to put one. We're going to have a layer in the middle that's not cake that we're going to put fruit around
Clever
it.
boy,
Yeah,
clever
that's
boy.
nice.
Brilliant, Shane. Thanks so much for the
But no
moment.
problem.
You keep
Thanks, Shane.
I'll keep
icing away
icing
there.
away.
Yeah, turning that table. Over to Anna now.